Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Before I start, please join me tonight for 8 to 10. I'll be hosting the My Fund the Future Asia sessions. We cover 5 assets: gold, silver, S&Ps, NASDAQ, and oil. So I hope to see you there. All right. Also, if you're anybody like a 5-day free trial, please text me to my cell phone, 914-500-7484. Please text me your full name and email, and I'll make sure you get a 5-day free trial to my live stream, which I send out, and then it starts every Monday. All right, so the memory stocks. You ever see anything like it? SanDisk up 13%, Micron up 12%. 6 weeks ago, Micron was trading 311. SanDisk was trading, I believe, 517. SanDisk 428, Micron 654, Seagate 750. Go figure. This is what carried the whole market up here. We just had AMD's earnings. The stock missed, but they guided forward. The stock was trading down to 336 and then rallied all the way up to 380. Just closing here, trading right now around 370. All right, today the title is How Do You Identify a Trend Using Multiple Time Frames? So very easy today. You saw the 60 and the 30-minute time frames reversing to buy on the underlying ETF, the spiders, and this was the real big move here. The 60-minute, the 15s, you can see another gap. Here's another gap. You got here at 10 o'clock, and then you got the other gap here at 10:30. Okay, and then ultimately we're looking for pullbacks on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. So by using the underlying ETFs, gave me the ability to identify which way the markets were going. So when we got these buys on the 30 and 60-minute time frames, we were able to do what? We were able to identify the fact that the S&P and NASDAQ futures were already in a bullish trend on the 30 and 60-minute time frame. So that's exactly how powerful this algorithm is. Then you have what's called a correlation, where the underlying ETF then correlates with the continuous contract. So very, very powerful. Same thing here. If you look at the IWMs here, okay, now we do have non-farm payroll on Friday. You can see here the 30-minute time frame, the gap up here, and then you can see the 60s, the ADXs are rising. You can see the ADX is rising, and it gets this beautiful pullback here on the 30-minute time frame, and up and away. So again, using the bigger time frames, the 15, the 30, and the 60s to identify a trend, and that's exactly what happened. This trend has been unstoppable since 63.50 on the S&Ps. We're now up, well, almost, if it's 73.50, almost 1,000 points. NASDAQ's up almost it is up 5,000 points since the 23,000 mark. So again, very, very, very bullish day today. We closed up less than 1% on the S&P, over 1.15% on the NASDAQ. I mean, you get any type of pullback here. If we get some type of a pullback of any magnitude here, for me, I think this, again, because the weeklies are bullish, you want the pullback on the daily, you want the push up, then the one pullback on the weekly to get you really, really, really to a point of getting long here, because I think the S&Ps will ultimately hit the 8,000 mark. All right, so I'm going to show you some Google here, looking at the big sell divergences here off the 60 and 30-minute time frames. You can see here the 60-minute time frames we pushed up here on Google right here. Wow, Google's up big here, 394. You can see the push up here, and then another push, the same push up here. It opened at the 86, pushed up to 92, and then dropped here $6. Again, you're pushing up. I love when the algorithm, when the price pushes up into the negative MACDs on both the 15, the 30, and the 60-minute time frames. Really great pattern there. We saw Bitcoin today up about 900 points, about 1,000 points from the opening. Again, AMD is going to be a big one tomorrow. Micron, really great long here off the 15-minute time frame, we had Micron pulling in here off the 15. This is a really beautiful pullback right here on Micron around the 628 level. You can see the push up here, about 18 points, and then you got another pullback. But we're going to see, you see how Micron pushed up into the negative MACDs, halted, but now we'll see right now Micron's only up 6. Only up 6 here. SanDisk is up right now, currently about 25 off the close. So again, it's the memory stocks. If you look at Seagate, you can see Seagate here, 776. The high was 792. So really, Seagate's kind of lagging here of the three. So tomorrow, AMD should be pretty fun. Also, Intel, a monster long in Intel here. You can see Intel trading 110, pushing up here, and you can see the you did have a little bit of a pullback here, but once these MACDs turn negative, I think Intel. I mean, if you look at these moves here, they're parabolic here. You're $28 away here. I mean, look at this Intel. I mean, nobody wanted this thing at 43, 44. I mean, come on, 42. I mean, look at this thing. Nobody wanted this thing here at all. You can see the stock was trading 38, 35, and now you're at 110. Come on. I mean, this is just getting long in the tooth here. So, again, the Palantir, very weak here today because of earnings. Palantir down 10. But when the 30 and 60-minute time frames, you can see reversed here on the 60, the 30. Again, this is how you identify a trend. Here it's the 30s reversed, and then what do you look to do? You short the bounces on the 15. You had you had the push down and then the push up into the negative MACD here, 142. Never look back again. And then you had practically you had one bounce here. Then you had the second bounce here, and then the third bounce right here, right around the 136.79 level, and never look back here on Palantir. Again, the stock, believe it or not, is still bullish on the daily, but once that daily goes negative, then I'd be looking for a bounce and then look to get short. All right. So again, being able to identify the market trends using multiple time frames, very important. That's why I do what I do, and I try to teach people to be on the right side of the market. But even in a trend, you can have buy and sell divergences. And the last one I'll show you today, if you look here on the QQQs, you can see the 30, I'm going to be higher than that tomorrow. You're going to see here on the 5-minute and the 15-minute time frame, right here at the 315, you pushed up here, you made new highs. The MACDs could not confirm, and once the MACDs were negative, right here on the 15, right here you can see 682.76, and then they got kabooshed here, almost about $1.90 there. So again, there are sell divergences in a positive trend, but again, the most important thing is what? To be able to understand how to trade the market using the bigger time frame and identifying trends. All right, when I get back, I will tell you what I expect for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, okay, we're very overbought here. Again, we're probably going to get more overbought, and I'm just probably looking for some type of pullbacks. I don't think the market's ready to do anything yet here. I don't see any news here that's giving the market any indication of that we're going to look to drop. We're significantly overbought here. We can still stay overbought. But there's going to be a time when the RSI gets to 85.90, and I think they're going to get killed. And when I say get killed, I'm looking for anywhere from the 300 to 350 point drop on the S&Ps. NASDAQ probably down to 26,700, 26,600, and then we go right back up. You're going to get that pullback on the daily. You're going to get one big push up, and then the next push down, I believe, is going to be off the weekly charts, and then that should set up a really significant long. Hopefully that can get us into the mid 6,000s, if not lower. But one thing at a time. I'm still short-term bearish, hoping we get a pullback to set up the long, and then get another big push up. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Okay. All right. Again, so for tomorrow, I'm looking to see if we get any type of pullbacks to set up any kind of longs. since the 30 and 60s reversed to buy in the SPY, I'm looking for the pullback on the 30-minute time frame to see if we can get any type of another big push up sometime. We're not ready to go down yet. So we're not ready to go down, especially with AMD tomorrow. It's going to keep the market afloat. You got SanDisk up another 29 points here. Micron 648 pushing up. So we'll see what happens. All right. When I get back, I want to tell you the importance of really trading, if you're prop trading, multiple accounts. So a lot of people have come to me recently and said, Steve, I like the idea of trading multiple accounts. They feel a lot of pressures has really been taken off of them when they're trading these prop accounts. Whether you're trading one account, which I really think that if you're trading one account, I think that adds a lot of pressure with all the rules and everything. But if you take multiple accounts, maybe even take one account just for trading commodity futures like gold or oil. I don't really look at silver anymore because silver, I'd rather trade the oil because silver is a nightmare with the margin and what they did to it. They killed it. Remember, silver used to move up and down $2 and $3 in a blink some 5 months ago, but no more. But it's important that to structure your trading and be successful by just singles and doubles on one account. You hit your goal. Today, gentleman hit his goal, 300. Went to another account. Okay, opened up another account. Boom, made a couple hundred. Setting up another third account, and then a fourth account if he wants to trade at night or wants to trade the commodities like gold or oil. So there's a lot of people have said to me, this has really opened up their horizon, and I'm glad I was able to point it out, because to trade one account, I think that it's just inevitable for you to be able to be in a situation where you're just constantly trading that one account, and the pressure of just where you can say, you know what, I made a couple hundred on this one, let me go to another one. I'll make a couple hundred here, can keep building and then rotate right back. If you have three accounts, you rotate right back to the first one. So that's just my philosophy. I think it works. Again, try it out, see if it works for you. But I've seen so many people in the last week and a half tell me that it's opened up their whole way of thinking, and it's actually alleviated a lot of pressure when they're trading intraday. Thank you for joining me tonight on The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please, again, if you'd like to join my community of traders from all around the world, please go to my sktrading.live and subscribe to The Complete Trader. If you'd like to have a 5-day free trial, please text me 914-500-7484, and you can just text me your full name and email, and I'll send it to you. Also, I do not DM. Please, you have my personal cell phone number. Do not get scammed by anybody using my face or any type of DM or nonsense on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. If you want to follow me on social media, please follow me at official Stephen Kalayjian on Instagram, X, TikTok, and LinkedIn. With that being said, I hope to see you tonight during the My Fund the Futures 8 to 10 Asia session. Have a great night, everybody. God bless you. God bless our troops. And God bless the United States of America. Have a great night.